before you, gentlemen of the press, is the Accord River State. And you all know why we are here. There was a court ruling yesterday for which we needed to do a very, very quick reaction. And His Excellency opted willingly to do it by himself. So without much ado, let me quickly introduce the leadership that we have here, starting of course with His Excellency himself, the River State Governorship candidate of Accord. So as far as we are concerned, okay, well, yes, His Excellency Chief Barrister Dumo Lulu-Briggs. Next to him is also His Excellency Chief Otua Hat Nakwasa, who is running as his deputy. And then we have the DG of the Dumo Lulu-Briggs campaign organization, Sir OGGP. And then we have the party chairman of Rivers Accord, Dr. Nnanna Onyekwere. Those are the leaderships. Of course, let me also recognize other very senior members of the Rivers Accord who are here to give His Excellency solidarity and support in this presentation. So without much ado, it's going to be a very short briefing. It's going to be a very short ceremony. We will now quickly call on His Excellency to tell the press why he has called them for this media chat. Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen of the press. You're all aware what happened yesterday, and I want to state categorically that I will not succumb to diversionary tactics of opponents in my quest to become River State Governor. Gentlemen of the press, I welcome you all to this very auspicious media chat, which has become expedient following the ruling of the Federal High Court, Port Harcourt, on the matter of who flies the River State Governorship ticket of Accord. This press chat is convened to state our position on the matter, set the record straight, and clear the air of any doubts concerning who is the River State Governorship candidate of the Accord. Let me state without equivocation that I was the recognized and officially endorsed River State Governorship candidate of Accord, both by the National Working Committee and leadership of the party, and by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. My nomination as the River State Governorship candidate of Accord followed and met all established and recognized due processes as stipulated by the Electoral Act of Nigeria as amended and the rules and guidelines for the 2019 elections as laid down by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Now, how it all began. On September 28, 2018, I convened a world press conference to formally announce my withdrawal from the governorship primaries of the Rivers APC on the grounds that the processes conduct had not met the laid down democratic standards and guidelines stipulated by the party's constitution. Following the obvious and deliberate efforts to disenfranchise me and deny me the opportunity to seek the fulfillment of my legitimate ambition to become the governor of Rivers State under the APC, I conscientiously opened intense and far-reaching consultations with other political parties that share our vision of creating a better River State and securing the future for every Rivers man, woman, and child. I ultimately decided to join the Accord. A legitimate primary election was conducted by the National Working Committee, the NWC, and the National Executive Committee, NEC, of Accord in Port Harcourt on the 4th of October 2018, during which one Honorable Nelson Ameye emerged as the sole and consensus candidate and was duly nominated as the Rivers State Governorship candidate of the Accord for the 2019 elections. Incidentally, Honorable Nelson Ameye who was legitimately nominated as the Rivers State Governorship flag bearer of the Accord, and whose name was published by INEC on the 7th of November 2018, voluntarily withdrew from the governorship race through a written affidavit deposed by him and submitted to the National Working Committee and the NEC of the Accord. Having successfully engaged in very robust and fruitful discussions with the Accord and received firm assurances from the leadership of the party that all their actions had followed due process in tandem with the electoral laws and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I willingly and graciously accepted the nomination of my new party as their Rivers State governorship candidate, in line with the stipulated guidelines and the window of opportunity provided by INEC for substitution of candidates, following the voluntary withdrawal of Honorable Nelson Ameye from the race. The National Working Committee of Accord, having certified that all the processes for the substitution of candidates had been met and all documents properly certified, duly submitted my name and particulars to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, as substantive Rivers State governorship candidate of Accord. In accordance with the affirmation and endorsement of my nomination by the National Working Committee of Accord as the Rivers State governorship candidate of the party, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, released the list of all governorship candidates in the states where elections were to be conducted, and my name, Dumo Lulu-Briggs, was boldly and clearly listed as the Rivers State governorship candidate of Accord. I was therefore surprised when I was informed in January 2019 that a certain Mr. Precious Barido had instituted legal action challenging my nomination as the Rivers State governorship candidate of the Accord, on the grounds that the party primary that elected Honorable Nelson Ameye, whom I substituted, was not recognized by him. Furthermore, Precious Barido claimed that as the acting Rivers State chairman of Accord, he had on 4th of October 2018 conducted the state governorship primary election, in which he was the sole contestant and had emerged as the governorship candidate of Accord unopposed. Unfortunately, following Precious Barido's legal adventure, the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt yesterday, February 28, 2019, made a pronouncement that I, Dumo Lulu-Briggs, was not the duly nominated Rivers State governorship candidate of Accord for the 2019 governorship election. Now, our position. It is our considered position that Mr. Precious Barido is nothing but a willing tool in the hands of dubious and unprincipled politicians who are bent on scoring cheap psychological advantage a week to the governorship election. Precious Barido, in all purposes and intent, does not aspire to be Rivers State governor, but to swell the ranks of political jobbers working for Governor Nyesom Wike. It is on record that, 1, Mr. Precious Barido did not participate in the party primaries conducted by the National Working Committee and the National Executive Committee of Accord on the 4th of October 2018, as he claimed, because the National Executive of the party has stated loudly that Mr. Barido did not procure the expression of intent and the governorship nomination forms of the party. 2, there is also no proof that INEC issued Mr. Precious Barido with Form CF-001, which is a document given to officially nominated party candidates. 3, the National Executive of Accord had, through its legal counsel, stated unequivocally that the purported emergence of Mr. Precious Barido as governorship candidate is unknown to it, as it did not conduct or authorize any such primary election in which Barido purportedly emerged. 4, the National Executive of Accord has also stated that the legitimate governorship primary election of Accord in Rivers State was the one conducted by the National Working Committee and NEC of Accord on the 4th of October 2018 in Port Harcourt, and Mr. Precious Barido was neither an aspirant nor a participant in that primary. 5. It is important at this juncture to state that our above positions were properly deposed to in an affidavit submitted as part of our prayers to the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt when we were served with a notice on motion to this matter in January 2019. We were therefore dismayed and disappointed when the presiding judge, His Lordship, Justice E.A. Obile, delivered judgment on the substantive matter without addressing these fundamental issues presented by our crack legal team led by Wilcox Arboretum SAN. 7. Our dissatisfaction is further aggravated by the failure refusal of the trial judge to address the issue of local standard by Mr. Precious Barido to even approach the courts with this matter in the first instance. We also observed the failure refusal of the trial judge to grant our legal team an extension of time not only to perfect the affidavit of our submissions and present our case properly, even after he had granted same prayer of extension to INEC, but to also give us the opportunity to seek the services of another counsel to continue our case when our lead counsel, Wilcox SAN, was compelled to withdraw his appearance from the matter out of exasperation and frustration. We state in very strong terms that we are unaware that this case we state in very strong terms that we are aware that this case is another dubious shenanigan by Governor Nyesom Wike, who is afraid to go into any legitimate contest in the forthcoming Rivers State governorship elections and is doing everything possible, including sponsoring court cases against strong opponents, in order to achieve his primitive ambition to contest the 2019 governorship election against himself alone. 2. Nyesom Wike's connection in this dubious act is buttressed by the fact that Mr. Precious Barido's counsel, Wori N. Wori Esquire, is from the law firm of E.C. Aguma SAN, the deceased immediate past Attorney General to Nyesom Wike. 3. Furthermore, Mr. Precious Barido got elected as Rivers IPAC chairman months after his purported nomination as a court governorship candidate, a position known to be occupied only by the cronies of the governor. 4. We are at a loss to fathom how Precious Barido, who claims to have resigned as Rivers State Accord chairman to contest the October 4, 2018 governorship primaries, could be elected a month after, in November 2018, as the state IPAC, as the state chairman of Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, a position reserved for party chairmen. It is obvious that Precious Barido and his paymaster Nyesom Wike are out to insult the intelligence of Rivers people. 5. Recently, during the PDP presidential rally in Port Harcourt, Precious Barido did not only declare support for the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, he led 56 so-called governorship candidates to step down for Governor Wike and endorsed him for second term. It is also on record that the said Precious Barido, who has since been disowned by the National Working Committee, was appointed into the caretaker committee of Kana local government area by the Wike-led PDP government. In spite of these primitive tactics of Governor Nyesom Wike, I want to assure all our supporters, and indeed all Rivers people, that Dumo Lulu-Briggs is still very much in the Rivers State governorship race by the special grace of God. That we are not deterred by the pronouncement of the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt, as our legal team has promptly filed a notice of appeal and a motion for stay of execution of the judgment of Justice E.A. Obile. As unfortunate as the court judgment was, it is a mere 24-hour setback, as we are sure that the Court of Appeal will do justice and grant our stay of execution and finally set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court, Port Harcourt. I want to tell all of us Rivers people that my quest to liberate Rivers State from the shackles of wicked politicians who want to continue to punish and impoverish our men and women, instigate our youths into violence and bloodshed, and deny our children quality education is still on track. Dumo Lulu-Briggs is still in the race by the grace of God. I have no godfather, but God the Father. And by the grace of God and the will of Rivers people, we shall triumph and start the process to secure the future of every Rivers man, woman, and child. We urge Rivers people to be law-abiding and continue to support Accord as a political party. God bless you all. I'm ceaselessly yours, Dumo Lulu-Briggs. Thank you. There's the water.
Gentlemen of the press, you heard His Excellency. Hold on now, please. We may need to get some space so that we can take it. Yes. So please, we may need some space so that we can see who and who will ask. I hope you don't mind, please. Indicate by show of hand if you're identified and recognized. Please mention your name and your media. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
My name is Nat Umame Jr. I write for the Oracle Newspaper.
Sorry?
Nat Umame Jr. is my name. I write for the Oracle International Newspaper.
Okay.
I'm sure you are privileged to the materials tendered by Precious Barrier.
Yes.
Can you give us an idea the kind of materials he tendered since he didn't contest for the primary, he didn't participate in the exercise? What kind of documents did he tender that swayed the judge so much that he gave him the positive judgment?
Well, no, let me. Well, I honestly wouldn't know what documents he tendered, that swayed the judge. That's why we are, obviously on appeal. But what is clear is that Precious Barrier did not show to the court that he actually participated in any primary that was recognized by the National Working Committee of Accord. He claimed to have conducted one himself as acting party chairman of Accord. He claimed to have set up a planning committee that did a primary election in which he was returned unopposed. As far as I am aware, that is the only claim that Precious Barrier, has made to the nomination of the Accord party in Rivers State. There is no more that I do know. But all of those issues are well before the courts, and the Court of Appeal, I believe, as I have just said, shall do justice.
Okay, Mike, introduce yourself.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
My name is Mike Ngoye, English and Africa Service, Voice of America. With less than 1 week to this election and your appeal, do you think there is time on your side to get that step and then take part in next week's Saturday's election? Thank you, sir.
Well, of course, we have filed the notice of appeal. We've also filed the motion for stay. So as far as we are concerned, that operates, as an abeyance, and therefore, all the processes are duly before the courts, and of course, we're in the race, for governor. What for me, I think that Nyesom Wike intended to achieve by bringing his surrogates to bring actions against us, it's just what has happened, yesterday. I do not even think that they intend to pursue their case beyond yesterday, because the whole idea was to get some media frenzy, and to cause some confusion in the polity, and to give people the impression that Dumo is no longer in the race, because Nyesom Wike is mortally afraid of any participation in any election against any strong opponents in this party, and he has made it clear that if he has a mortal fear of getting into this race against Dumo Lulu-Briggs. But Rivers people know better. My campaigns have been on before now. We have gone around the nooks and crannies of Rivers State. I didn't organize rallies where they invited party supporters, to come and swear the ranks and give the impression as though they had people. I took my campaigns to the people. I was going around communities, going to markets, discussing with old women, young children, everybody, of voting age. And I've done that across the 23 local government areas of Rivers State. And we are assured that the Accord is a very, very strong party. To give you an example, even as the Accord was not contesting the elections for president, we had endorsed Mr. President, in the elections, the Accord still came third. That is, as far as Rivers people are concerned, Accord is ingrained in their consciousness. that even when they intend to vote for other parties, subconsciously they vote for the Accord. That is how strong Accord is. So we are not bothered, by this temporary setback. Matters are before the Court of Appeal, and we assure you that we have faith in the judiciary, and the Court of Appeal shall do justice. Yes. I have also applied for accelerated hearing.
Okay, that's the question I wanted to ask, because it can be short, just 1 week. So I wanted to ask what the guarantee that the appeal court could do justice to the case, and so that Accord will be listed in the ballot. But you just said that
No, Accord, let us even make it clear. Accord as a party is on the ballot. It is unlike the All Progressives Congress Rivers State, where the APC is not on the ballot. The issue is who is the candidate of the Accord, not whether or not the Accord should contest the elections for governor. So the Accord is on the ballot, and ultimately, when the justice system decides who is the candidate, right, as we win the elections, that candidate will be declared the governor of Rivers State.
Who else?
One last question.
No, it's okay. Don't laugh. Questions?
The question of acceleration.
They should ask questions. No, well, we had filed. No, several questions.
Okay. Sir, the release from your campaign organization, they described the Federal High Court as Wike's supermarket. Can you throw more light on that, sir?
I don't know about it. I have respect for the judiciary. I have respect for the justice system. Judges can err; they are human, and that is why we have the appeal processes, and we have taken the appeal process. I won't refer to the judiciary or to the justice system or anybody as being part of Wike's supermarket. What I know is that Wike is working through his surrogate, Barido. Barido is Wike's surrogate. Barido is an appointee of Nyesom Wike. It's an appointee of Nyesom Wike. So Nyesom Wike should be advised, to forget about his meddlesomeness in the political affairs, of other political parties. He should concentrate. He has failed as governor of Rivers State. A situation where 41.8% of Rivers people are unemployed, where 20 to 30% of Rivers people additionally are underemployed, where we have become the misery capital, our misery index is the highest in Nigeria. We have become the unemployment capital of Nigeria. Rivers State is now the garbage, of Nigeria, as you all know it. We have to understand that the second tenet that Wike seeks is the exclusive preserve only of those who can successfully define the character of their first. We don't reward failure. Where he cannot provide jobs for Rivers people, he wants to keep his job. He cannot secure the lives and property of Rivers people, he wants to secure a second tenure. And knowing that he had failed Rivers people, is employing all kinds of dubious methods. We all know that he's good in politics, because politics can sometimes be dirty. But he's very poor in governance. He's dismally poor in governance, because governance has to be transparent at all times. So you can see that Rivers people truly need a new voice for a new Rivers State. And Nyesom Wike will not succeed. He has to be prepared for an electoral contest, where his record as governor of Rivers State for 4 years shall be put to test.
Raise your hand. Go.
I'm fine as permanent you told me before. Nothing to ask on this. I want to ask, there's this allegation that the question by the alleged governorship aspirant is working for the People's Democratic Party. Because from media houses, from other media houses, they said there's a report that he's a PA to the spokesman. So I want you to throw more light on that. And secondly, I want you being a governorship candidate with one of your idea of providing jobs for the Rivers, I want you to talk about how, if you finally get victory, you can provide jobs and make Rivers people.
Well, let me start from the from the tail of your question, which is how I can provide jobs. I have been asked not to parade myself as candidate, and I have to obey the court order. So I cannot speak in support of my aspiration as we're here. I can't speak to that. But I can speak to the issues as we know them. That Precious Baido, as you have also noted, and as several other forums and several other news media, both electronic, and print, have noted, is in the People's Democratic Party, working very closely with the chairman of the PDP in Rivers State. More than that is the fact that he was an appointee of Nyesom Wike, appointed into the caretaker committee of Kana local government by Nyesom Wike. So he's a surrogate of Nyesom Wike. That one is very clear. He's also the IPAC chairman, even though he's not the chairman of any political party, which is the condition that you have to be chairman of the political party before you can be chairman of IPAC. But though was sponsored by the PDP government as IPAC chairman, so he's working clearly with Nyesom Wike. Now, not just that he supports the PDP, he led a group of 56 purported candidates for governor in Rivers State to declare their support, to withdraw their own aspirations and declare their support for Nyesom Wike. So he declared that Barido is not interested in the Accord governorship ticket at all. He's only working to ensure that there is no contest coming from that party against his paymaster. That's all. He himself, he was the spokesperson. Not just that he has withdrawn or he joined other people, he was the spokesperson, that claimed that 55 other persons were in support of the action, and they are all governorship candidates, and they are withdrawn for Nyesom Wike. Unfortunately, we have 46 governorship candidates in Rivers State, as recognized by INEC. So where he got his 56 from, right, I wouldn't know. But it just tells you the character of people, that have polluted Rivers State politics. We have to enthrone civility in our politics. We have to reduce or remove hate completely from our politics. We have to ensure that there is peace in Rivers State, that there is development in Rivers State. Rivers State and Lagos State were at par in 1999. Today, Lagos State is the fourth largest economy in Africa and operates a 24-hour economy. Rivers State has no economy at all. And there are so many young people out there looking for jobs. If Nyesom Wike cannot provide jobs for Rivers State, not one person has been employed into the civil service since he assumed office as governor of Rivers State. He has not tried to create jobs. He has impoverished Rivers people in spite of the enormous opportunities that we have to create wealth and create millionaires and billionaires in Rivers State, to help our people to secure jobs for themselves, to be self-employed, to take people out of poverty into prosperity. He has failed woefully to deliver on his promise of the dividends of democracy. And therefore, he cannot hope to, through the back door, retain his position as governor. He will have to be prepared to face an electoral contest. And he has to face credible candidates in this election. Barido is not working for him. He's not interested in any governorship, and Nyesom Wike knows that. And Rivers people also know better. Unfortunately, he has exposed himself to Nigerians as somebody who is mortally afraid of his own shadows and not prepared to contest an election. But he will have to, by the special grace of God, contest elections and prove to Rivers people what he had done with their mandate in the last 4 years.
Yeah, gentlemen, the last one from the Punch.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Chudi Akasike. Like I said, I'm on the Punch newspaper. Beyond 2019, I've seen youths, many youths behind you. They actually want you to become the governor. But beyond 2019, how do you intend to retain these youths so that the love they have for you, they will still maintain it? Maybe in the near future, they will make you achieve this onerous tax you want to achieve.
Well, your question, right, presupposes that you have foreclosed my aspiration in 2019, which is unfortunate, right? My aspiration is in the hands of Rivers people, is in the hands of God, and of course we have appealed our matter before the Court of Appeal. We have filed for accelerated, hearing, and we are certain that if not today, by Monday or sometime early next week, right, the Court of Appeal will hear our matter. And by the special grace of God, that which is Wike fears, which is facing Dumo Lulu-Briggs, right, at the elections, he will have to confront his fears, and face me. He would not have a choice but to face me. And then beyond 2019, how we keep the support of young people is by providing them opportunities and equipping them with the tools that they need to succeed in this very highly competitive 21st century. They are supporting me because they know that I have cared for them, I have worked for them, I help them in their situations, and that I will do enormously well for them. No government will have a greater responsibility and ought to have a greater responsibility than to educate the next generation. And they know that that is what I stand for. That is why I have all of that support. And it is that support that Nyesom Wike is afraid to face, right, at the polls. But he shall face that reality on March the 9th. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Your Excellency. I think, I know that that is the end of the interactive session. Unless, of course, maybe you have one more thing to say.
No, well, it just to urge, all our teaming supporters to continue to campaign for the accord. Accord is on the ballot. Go ahead and continue to campaign for the accord. Continue to be peaceful as you have been. Don't be misled by all the things that you see, right? To do anything that is not supported by the law. Continue to be law-abiding as young Rivers people, as elites in Rivers State, as strong supporters of the accord. Know that your allegiance is to a strong Rivers State. And that is what we present, we represent in the accord. Thank you so very much. Continue and be hopeful. We all believe in God. We are going to get judgment. We shall be on the ballot, and by the grace of God, we shall win the election.